Good afternoon, everybody. It's Martha again, and today I'm going to talk about makeup brushes and what I use individual brushes for. There's all kinds of makeup brushes, and I use them for whatever purpose works best for me. They all have their specific, purposes, I'm sure, but, I don't think you have to necessarily follow the rules there. You use them for what works best for you. And I use makeup brushes by e.l.f. e.l.f. is a very reasonably priced company. You can buy their products at places like Walmart or CVS. Their individual brushes are very reasonably priced. Some of them are as low as $1. Some of them maybe $3, $4, or $5. Very reasonably priced. Very nice, high quality brushes. They're soft. They work just beautifully. And you can also buy their brushes at their website. And I bought this nice little brush kit that comes in a little zippy case here that works really well to keep your brushes nice and clean and dry. And if you ever happen to go on vacation, you can toss in this little kit into your bag and you're good to go. Now, when I ordered this kit, I had to get a couple more items to get free shipping, so I did pick up this little retractable lip brush that I don't use lip brushes too often, but sometimes, like if you're towards the end of your tube of lipstick and you still have a little bit in there, or if a lipstick has broken or something, these little lip brushes are really good to kind of just tap into their leftover lipstick and to put it on that way. That way you can use this all the way down to the nothing from a lipstick. When you have something like this, you don't have to just toss out that little tiny bit. You can use all of it by applying it with a lip brush. This did not come with the kit, but it was like $1, so it was really cheap. There was two other things that I added to this little kit that did not come with it, and one of them is this little really funny looking angled a bent eyeliner brush. Very tiny little eyeliner or brush head there that works really good to get the eyeliner really up there at to the lash line. And but this one I bought, I think, at Walmart, and it was like $1. Not bad for a good product. And the last thing I picked up to add to this kit I got at CVS is this double sided brow brush and lash comb. And again, it was $1 at CVS, and I just added these to the kit so I would have them all together. I also have some just brushes that I picked up here and there that I use for different things too. But I'm going to go over the brushes in this kit first. The first brush is this nice large fluffy brush that is used to apply face powder, and like a loose powder like this Airspun or even a pressed powder. Just tap it gently into the product. For a loose powder especially, you want to tap off the excess, because you have all that extra powder, you're going to just have it flying everywhere. So tap the excess off of the brush, and then just tap the powder into your face and kind of get it just dust it all over. You don't want to just pile on the powder, because especially if you have dry skin, it's just going to make your skin look chalky and cakey and dry. So I just mainly use powder to kind of set my concealer and maybe around the T-zone. I don't have a lot of oiliness. My skin tends to be a little dry, so I don't use very much, but this type of a brush works really well to put on your face powder. It also works nicely to blend like your blush or any bronzer or highlighter, whatever you use. This size of a brush works great for that. I love this little fan brush. It's wonderful to put on like a little highlight. And I just tap the brush into the highlighter product and kind of sweep it over the tops of the cheeks, the cheekbones, and maybe around the temple, any place that you want a little highlight. This little fan brush is just the perfect thing for to apply highlight with. This brush here is a flat top brush, and it is meant to apply like foundation on. You just blend the foundation into your face with this flat top. I have never used this brush. I like to use a different brush and a beauty blender or a makeup sponge to put on foundation. I have like a little stippling brush that came from e.l.f. I got at CVS, and they have a larger one, but they didn't have them in stock. But this little stippling brush I like to use to apply my foundation, and then I take like a makeup sponge. You rinse this out in some water, wring it out real well, and then you use the beauty sponge damp to apply your foundation to blend it in. I put a little foundation on the top of my hand to kind of warm the foundation. I take the little stippling brush, tap it into the foundation, and then dab it all over my face, and then I apply it or blend it in with the little damp beauty sponge here. Get that foundation all the way to the hairline, kind of a little on the ears, down the chin and neck, any place it's going to show, because you don't want that foundation line. You don't want to be able to see where the foundation stops and your skin starts. So you want to get it all blended nicely so it just looks like your skin. It looks flawless that way. But that's what I use for my foundation. It did come with this little kind of a nice little soft but kind of angular or tapered brush here that I use for blush. And again, I just tap the brush into the product and then put it on my cheekbones to get my blush on there. And then if I need to, I can just blend it with that larger fluffy brush. This little brush here is a smaller fluffy brush, and I use it to blend eyeshadow with. I apply the eyeshadow with either of these smaller brushes. One is a fluffy brush and one is a little more firm, a little tapered. I like the small fluffy brush to put the eyeshadow on my lid or just the entire eye, and then I take this little firmer brush to apply eyeshadow into the crease, and get it applied nicely, and then blend it out with the smaller fluffy brush. You can blend it by kind of tapping it, doing a windshield wiper motion or little tiny circles to get that eyeshadow nice and blended so you don't have any harsh lines there either, and you want it to look nice and blended and even. It also comes with this little concealer brush, which is very firm and it's kind of tapered, kind of rounded. I don't use this one for concealer. I use it for cream eyeshadows, for eyeshadows like ColourPop, that's very soft. These little concealer brushes are the perfect thing for getting cream eyeshadows on. I also use it if I want to apply eyeshadow on damp. Dampen the brush, tap it into your eyeshadow product, and then apply it to your eyes. Using an eyeshadow damp helps to makes the color a little bit more vibrant, a little brighter and bolder. So sometimes I do that if I want a little bit more vibrancy to my eyeshadow. It did come with two eyeliner type of brushes. One is tapered and one is angled. These work really good to put on your eyeliner, like if you're using a powder eyeliner or a gel eyeliner. These are just really great. They work nicely to do that too. And the last thing that came with this kit is this little double-ended brush that is applied to use for your brows. You're going to put your brow color on with this little tapered or angled little brush, and then you use this spoolie to kind of comb those brows, get the color even, to kind of tame those brows. A little spoolie looks like a mascara brush. It's called a spoolie, and it works great to get that get your eyebrows done. Like I said, I have other brushes here that I do use for other purposes. this nice little kabuki brush from e.l.f. I sometimes use to apply powder with, but it's very large and it will cover a huge space on your face, so you just be really careful when you're applying powder that you just don't get it flying everywhere. And I have another large fluffy brush that's good to apply powder with or to blend in your blush and whatnot. This little angled brush is nice and soft. It's kind of packed, but it's very soft, and it works good to apply blush. It's good to apply like contour or bronzer, any type of face product like that, and you can get it blended in really well using something like that. I already told you about the little stipple brush that I use to tap on my foundation. There is also a foundation brush like this that you can use to apply foundation. I don't use it for that. Sometimes this is what I use for concealer, to tap it in there, but I usually just use the smaller end of a beauty sponge to put on the concealer. I have a couple more of those concealer brushes too that I use, like I said, for cream eyeshadows. Sometimes I use this to apply a little bit of an eyeliner product underneath the lash line. If I want a little bolder color, I use this often to get a little extra oomph for those eyeliners. And then I have another one of these little eyeliner brushes. I like to have several different brushes. You can keep them clean while one set's drying. After you've washed it, you can use the other set, so you're always covered with your brushes. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this little video. God bless you. I love you. Jesus does too. Bye-bye.